Hello everyone, welcome to one more video in the channel. So today I have a very special guest with me. Her name is Clara, she's also Brazilian. And I asked her to do this video because she has a lot of experience with visas, with studying in Germany. So I think she's a really helpful person in terms of showing the ways of how to study in Germany, the types of visa that you can use. So you can introduce yourself.
Hello everybody, so I'm Clara. I'm 30 years old. I'm from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, in a city in the suburb of Rio. And I've been living here in Munich already 3 years. And I'm enjoying a lot to living here. And so I studied civil engineering in Brazil, so I'm a civil engineer right now, and I'm doing my master here after this long period here with so many visas. I live here with my boyfriend and it has been such a really nice experience, and now I met Bia, so it would be nice to share all these with you guys. So, yeah.
Thank you. I'll start with some questions for Anna. And the first one is, why did you choose Germany?
This was easy. So, because of love, probably. No, the truth is that I already wanted to come to Europe a long time ago, since I was in the school. I already had this dream. Also with my family, I was always talking with them, but it was really hard to come because also it was really expensive and all these things. So I decided to do my university in Brazil. And in this period, I met my boyfriend because he was doing a trip in Latin America. We started dating, and then I came to Europe for an Erasmus in Portugal for 6 months. And then we started a relationship. Then I came back to Brazil, finished my university, which is in Brazil is considered a bachelor kind of diploma. And then I started to work in Brazil. My boyfriend was always coming to see me. We did a long distance relationship. And then finally I found a job in Brazil and I earned the money, and then finally came here. So, but I think the real choice that I had was because it was my dream. I saw that in Germany or in Europe in general, I would have so many opportunities that maybe in Brazil was not going so good, the economy, and also because my boyfriend was here. So Germany was never my first choice. Also, when I came here for the first time, it was in the winter, and I told myself I will never live here for sure. And then I came in the summer, and then I fell in love with Munich.
Who doesn't, right?
Yeah, super nice. And after this, after my job, I said, okay, I need to go to Germany. So my job, I really liked it to work. I was working in a construction site. And after the project, we have a massive layoff, and then I decided to come here. And I took this decision. It was very good for me, for my boyfriend, and now I'm here, so I'm enjoying a lot. Yeah.
How long did you do long distance with your boyfriend?
4.5 years. Yeah, and it was my boyfriend coming here because it was very expensive for me to come from Brazil to here, and also I was like studying, and then I finished my studies and I started to work in Brazil, so I didn't have this flexibility to come. In Brazil is a bit different, like vacations and so on. So my boyfriend was always coming, and then we finally decided, okay, not anymore, let's go to Germany. So, and now I'm here.
You're natural. And did you already speak German before coming here? Did you already study in Brazil? How was this process with the German language for you?
It was very hard. So I started to study German here. When I met my boyfriend, I said my boyfriend is Italian, and I wanted to start to learn Italian because it's a beautiful language. And in the start I was thinking, maybe come to Portugal or to Italy, and it would be very nice. And then when I was about to decide to come to Germany, I was okay, so I need to start studying German. But then I bought a book in Brazil and I started to study by myself, but it was very hard. Like also on YouTube, we have a lot of things today, but it's still like hard, like you need to study a lot. So I consider that I started to studying here, like in Germany, in my first year. I took a visa that is called Deutsche Kursvisum, I think is this the name. Is a German, like to learn the the German language. You can do this for a year. So I did this and I learned it here, but has been like really hard since the beginning. Like, and now I'm still like trying to improve my German more and more. I would say that now I have a B1, B2, with how do you say intermediary? Like intermediate level. And but I'm thinking I'm going step by step and I'm learning. Now I can communicate much more. And yeah, I hope maybe in a year I will.
We'll be doing this video again in German, hopefully.
I really hope.
And you started so your first visa was the language visa, right? And you started the A1 here. I
started the A1 here. And as I had the visa for 1 year, I did 1 year for the course. It was from the A1 until the B2.2. But I don't know, like I don't think it was a good choice. I think it was nice because I had to study, so I studied the most I could. And every level it was around 5 weeks, like 4 weeks to 5 weeks, and sometimes we have a small break in between. So I could do in 1 year, like I don't know, until the B2.2, and it was a lot for my brain. I think like
it was intensive.
It was intensive course.
4 hours per day.
4 hours I think it was from 8 or 9 until midday, 1, something like this. And it was from Monday to Friday. And I was coming home and I was not working. I was like just studying, like, so I arriving home and studying every day. But I think it was hard. Also, sometimes my brain was like burning, you know, like it's about to explode. And I think it was a lot of things to observe in 1 year. So I came with the expectation that I would learn everything. I said, people say it's hard, but I try to study a lot. I will like give everything. And in the end it was like, no, you can, if you're not like a really intelligent person, like you won't get this in 1 year. Yeah, but it was like, I think I learned a lot of grammar. For example, I focused a lot in the grammar, but yeah, like with the time, like you can't learn everything in a year, but it was a really nice experience.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of cases, especially on YouTube, that people say like, oh, I learned German.
Please, no.
I have C1 German. I got C1 German in 1 year, and that's like, it happens, is a possibility, but I would say like 5% of people can do this. And especially if you have learned before a language that is very similar to German, that's also very helpful. But if you have difficulties with languages and you try to get your C1 in 1 year, it's
impossible. Yes, we also have a lot of friends. We have a lot of friends, and most of them are the same level of us. There is people that are here for 3 years, people for 2, people that have 5 years, and still like not speaking properly because it's really hard. So maybe there is people that speak really good, but it's hard in 1 year. Like you won't get it.
It's very hard and very rare, I would say. So can you tell more about your experience in this first year with your language visa? Like, were you allowed to work? How was this year for you in terms of living in Germany and getting used to the culture and the weather, especially?
So I think this year was not so bad for me, actually. I think I came prepared. I was planning like a long time to come to Germany, so I searched a lot about everything. Like I was prepared. I knew the weather would be not so good. Also, I arrived in February, so in the worst period. But I think I was very excited about. And this year I was working in Brazil, then I came, so it was like a bit light because I could like relax and just focus on studying. And also I didn't study the whole year because I was not allowed with this visa. So I could like just do the German course, the intensive one, and it was this. But from last year, I think, now it's possible. So if you want to do like
it's a very new rule that you are able to study 20 hours per week.
But about the weather, about the other things, I think I was very excited. Also, I didn't come alone because my boyfriend was already here. So it was someone that helped me a lot, that was supporting me. And something important that I noticed about Brazil, if you're a Brazilian, is that I came as a tourist here. I could stay for 90 days, like 3 months. as a tourist, and in this period I need to apply for my visa here.
That's very important to say, because I also did not understand why I could not apply in Brazil, but you have to apply in Germany.
Here, yeah. And I think it's the only country that we can do this in America Latina, I think. I'm not sure, or at least in South America. Because, for example, I have friends from Argentina, Colombia, Venezuela. They had to go to the consulate. They had to go to the consulate in their country and order there and ask there the visa. So for us was a bit different, but it was very comfortable for me, and it was super okay. The first year I didn't have any problem with visa. I ordered this, and then it arrived, I think I ordered, I think in the second month I was here, and then it took I think 2 months to arrive, something like this. But I received the fictions paper, we call Fictionsbescheinigung, that it's a paper that you wait for your residence permission to arrive. But this paper is valid in the whole Germany, so it was not a problem. And this year was super nice. Like, I met so many people.
The first year living abroad.
Yeah, like I had lived in Portugal before, but it was different, and I was like making so many friends. I want to know everybody and discovering all the people, all the places. So I didn't have a bad period in my first year. I think it was really nice. Like, I don't have a word to complain about it.
That's good. Yeah. And you mentioned the Fictionsbescheinigung. With this paper, can you travel around Europe as well, or you need to stay in Germany?
With this paper, you can travel around Europe, Schengen, how do you say it? Schengen area, and to your motherland, how do you say it? The place you came from. For example, for me, in case Brazil, like I'm from Brazil, so I can travel to Brazil with this paper, to Europe and Schengen area. And just this, if I want to go outside for other country that is not related to me or to Europe, I can't with this paper. Like, I can be in trouble in the airport. They can ask this, and so don't do it.
Yeah, and this is a very important thing to say, that if you have this paper, you cannot travel around the world. Let's say you need to wait for the German authorities to give you the official one, which could take 1 month, 1 year.
I will tell you the story. A long period.
Can you tell us how was the health insurance part of your journey in this first year? How did you do?
So in this first year, I arrived with insurance from my credit card. So it was a 2-month insurance just for travel, the travel insurance. And it was super okay. I had a problem in my throat, but I went there and the insurance paid everything in my second month here. But then it expired and I had to do insurance here in Germany. And I did one insurance. Can I say the name? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I did one insurance. It was called Mavista. But it is just for a year, and it's more for students that are here just for a year. Like German course, or if you're doing au pair, also you can do this visa insurance, and also for visas that you have for a year. So if you are a tourist, for example, but if you need to stay more time, I think you can't do this visa, because this insurance, because I tried it already and it didn't work. So my first year was this. I just arrived with the other insurance. Then I arrived here. I applied. I think in 2 days they told me okay. They sent me a paper and it was perfect. And but when I applied for my visa, I applied with my insurance from the travel insurance, not this. This I did after when I arrived in Germany. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it was super okay. Yeah.
And now going to your second year, because this girl has 3 different visas almost. She knows about 4 process because she tried a 4th one, but ended up with a master's one. So how was your social, it's called social year?
Soziales Jahr, a social year, a volunteer job, or we say Bundes or the Freiwilligen Dienst. So this is it's like a volunteer job. So why I applied for this visa first? Because I finished my year of German course and I wanted to stay in Germany. And I was applying for so many jobs as a civil engineer, and it was very hard to find. I got one interview, I did, and I didn't pass. And I said, okay, I need to continue here. So I started to search for places that I could do my social year, like, and it was a bit hard. So this year is the one you work for. It's not the government. You will work for a hospital or in a kindergarten, in a school for kids, and you receive a small amount of money. They paid my insurance, for example. So this was something really nice. And I didn't have, it was not my first option, but it was one of my options is if I couldn't find a job. And because of this, I applied for this visa. And for this visa, I first had to have a school to go or a hospital, like a volunteer job. So my first step was to go to the internet. There was a website, I don't remember exactly right now, but maybe I can tell you later and you can put. But it was a website that you can find all the jobs for volunteers. So I entered there, I saw you can put the location, for example, I put the future Munich. And what I wanted to do, I decided to do like kindergarten or with kids. So I found the ones I wanted. I started to send some emails asking if I could do an interview because I was interested to do the volunteer. And then when I had the okay from one of the kindergartens, I took these papers with my insurance and I applied for the visa of the volunteer job, like this Sozialjahr. And it was like good. They gave me also a Fiktionsbescheinigung, so a paper, so I could wait to my car to arrive, my residence permission, but it's never arrived. So I did my whole year with the fictions, which was not a problem. I didn't have any problem with this.
When did you apply for the social year?
So I arrived in February, and my first year, my German course year, finished in the next February. So when it was like December, I was already talking because I knew that my year was finishing. So in December, I did the interviews, like I started to send curriculum, and I got like the letter that I was accepting the kindergarten in January, and February, I applied for the visa. But in general, it's always good for you to apply at least 2 or 3 months before your visa expired. They always tell this because it can take time, and then you are blocked in Germany because you don't have a visa, you are in the waiting period. So I started to apply in December, I got an answer in January, and I applied in the end of January, start of February. And it was super hard because it was already finishing my process. So, but it worked. I had a lot of support of the kindergarten, which was very nice. And yeah, it was.
And how many places did you apply for the social year?
I think I applied for 7 or 6. It was not so much, but also in this website you can see the places are open for you to apply. So they want someone, so you can filter this. So I sent for the ones who had a place for you to apply. So I applied. So it was 6 or 7, I think. I received, I think, almost everybody answered me, but they already had someone or they need someone later. So this one, it was a really small kindergarten, and and finally I got it. And it was I super happy like that.
And does the social year, do they have a specific month in the year that you can start working, or is in any month? Do you know?
So I think it's any month, like depending the demand, like depending if they are in need, also because there is some people that start and then they stop. For example, there was a girl that she started with me, she stayed 2 months and then she gave up. She said, I don't want anymore. So I think you can try maybe after like vacations of the kids, that is starting a new year. But I think in the whole like year there is some.
It's not like an Ausbildung that is always in September.
No, it's the whole year. Like you just apply. Yeah. Also, when I was there, other people came too. Some kindergartens need more than one person to work there. So I think you can do this the whole year. Like it's not a problem. Yeah. And also about I think it's important to tell about the language.
Yeah,
because as I told you, after 1 year of German, I couldn't speak German, and this kindergarten was in German, and I was like, oh my god. And then I wrote in my curriculum, I did a cover letter, motivation letter, explaining that I want to learn German, that I want to work with them, and also that my level, I was entering the B1, like finishing the A2 and entering the B1. But I think for them it was not a problem, because you can work with playing with the kids. I was helping to the breakfast of the kids, and sometimes in the kitchen helping, so it was like very light, and you don't need to speak properly German. Maybe if you work in the hospital, I don't know, like this volunteer in the hospital, maybe yes, but in the kindergarten it was very chill, like they was not and I remember my interview with them, like I went there, I was super nervous, and then they were very kind, they were very nice. I studied a bit at home how I would speak like in German, like introducing me, they were making some questions, and I was like, and then they were switching to English, so it was okay. They were very nice, and it was, I don't think it will be a problem if you can't like speaking properly German. So.
And now we'll go to the third year and third visa of Anna. And you had in your head an idea where you would like to go, but then you did another way, right?
So I will tell you guys about the possible visa that I applied, and I didn't have any answer. So basically, after the second year, I was still searching for a job, and it was like very hard. Also, like in Brazil, I didn't have many experience. Like I have 2 years of experience, so for me, I think it was not enough here. And I continued searching, but I couldn't find anything. And I was thinking, okay, maybe I will take a visa that I can search for a job, and I can stay for more 1 year. And this visa has some requirements I will explain to you. It called Chancenkarte, and before it was called job seeker, which is searching for a job here in Germany. Before, the job seeker was just for 6 months, and now it's for 1 year, and it called Chancenkarte. It's like to give you the chance of people with good skills, like that jobs that they need. So for example, specialists, like people that already work it, there is a bit of experience, and working jobs that they need here in Germany. So for example, as I'm an engineer, I could apply for this visa, and this visa is based on points. It's points, let's say points, and then you can like calculate how much points you make. For example, it's really interesting. Like if you have work experience, you have a certain amount of points. And then if you did already something in Germany, for example, I did the kindergarten, the volunteer, so it counts as points. Also, if I did German course, it counts as points. What more? If
you need those points in order to apply for this visa.
Yeah, you need to make a certain amount of points. It was not so much. I think you needed to do 6 points. I'm not sure, but I think it was 6 points, and I did like 10. So it was like kind of okay, but everything counted. If you have already lived in Germany, it counted as a point. So you need to calculate these points, and if you have these points, you can apply. And then I applied for this. And something important, I did my university in Brazil, so I had to do an acanon. It's like a recognition, kind of validation, that I sent my documents, my university, my certificates to a company. A company here in Germany, and they do this process, and they said, okay, you are allowed to, your certificate of university is approved here, so it's not a problem, and it's considered as a bachelor. They say that my certificate is in between bachelor and master, so I had to present this to apply for the Chancenkarte. So if you come to Germany, please do, and if you have studied in Brazil or in other country, do this recognition. It's called Anerkennung, for you to, so you don't have problems to apply for certain visas. But it was basically this. I had to take all these documents and send online and wait. So I waited for a long time, and I was very sad about, because I was creating so many expectations, and I was calling them many times, and it was like Munich has a lot of people here, so it's difficult. Things take time here, like the bureaucracy here takes time. For example, I know some friends that are from small cities here in Germany, also around Munich, but not in Munich, and they order in other places, not in Munich, and it arrived very fast. And mine took a long time, and I think this was the worst period for me in Munich, in Germany in general, because I was this, like, my visa, I applied before my visa expired. So
how many months before? Remember?
I applied, this was like 3 months before my visa expired, I applied. And since then, I didn't have any answer. I was calling many times. They also on the Behörde, the KfW, which is the
international office.
Yeah. For us. So I was like calling many times, and they say, you need to be patient. So it's a bit hard. And in the end, I was in the same time applying for masters in Germany, because I said, okay, I need to have a plan B if I don't get this visa. I've been waiting already a long time.
Very important to always have a plan B and a plan C in Germany. So
please, guys.
Very smart to do.
No, I had to. So I was already studying for the TOEFL, the English, because my master is in English. So I organized myself. I was studying for the English exam, because I need to present an English or a German if you're about to study in a German course, like a German university. No, it's a German university, but a German master, for example, a master in German. You need to do the German certificate, and I was doing the English one. So I did an exam. I applied for so many universities. I think I was a bit limited, because I worked with construction site, with civil engineering, but I didn't want to go so much in this direction. And also I worked with supply chain in my last job, and I want to go to more for this direction, which is more industrial engineering, logistics. So I was a bit limited in apply for some masters. And then I applied, and I got the visa from the master. So the other visa, Janssen card, I waited for 8 months, and it never arrived. So, and then when I got the visa for the master, they sent me an email telling if I wanted to continue pursuing for the Janssen card, or if I want to cancel it and continue with the student visa. So it was I had to choose, yeah, but obviously I chose the master one. So yeah, it took time, but in the end I finished doing my master, which I think it was the best option, the best thing I did. I also needed, after being 2 years not working in my career, I had to come back. So I think the master also was the best option for me too. And I can tell you also about the master process and everything.
So Anna is currently now doing her master's. She's in her first semester.
I just finished the first semester because here my university is 2 years. No, it's 1 year and a half plus a pre-master, which is an introductory course. So I did 1 semester, I just finished, which was the pre-master. And this pre-master was more introductory, so I had a bit of business, finances, a bit of engineering, a bit of supply chain, and logistics. And now I will start the 4th semester, which is my 2nd semester. Really the semester that I really wanted to do, I will have a bit of everything, a bit engineering, data analysis, business, finance, but a bit more. Yeah, and I have this 1 year and a half still, the 2nd semester now, and more 1 year. Then
all right,
finally finished.
And how was to apply for this master's? Which documents did you have to send? Was it easy? Was it a bit difficult? Accrediting everything in with your documents in Brazil?
Yeah, so to apply for the master, something really important is, as I told you guys, I already had the recognition of my university, my certificate, which was super good. I can also search for the name, I don't remember the name exactly, but I had to send all my certificates for a German
Belaubigung.
I don't remember. Maybe it's this.
Belaubigung.
I don't remember. It's
I'll
a
put on the screen if I...
yeah. We will discover the name and then we put there. But it was a website that they calculate your final grade in your university, and they compare the median of your grades, and they see in where you are. For example, if you have 90%, if you did great 90% of your university, like your grade is super nice, you have like 1.5, 2, something like this. And all the universities, most of the universities, they want you if you have, you can apply for example, for a master, if you have until 2.5, which is like 70%, 75% of your university. So you need to go great in your university. So study hard.
Yeah.
So you have a
Get very good grades. But I also think it depends on your course, no? Which course you
Also, because you can also here, which is something really nice about Germany, I think it's very flexible. I see so many people that did
flexible.
No.
Germany flexible.
You see flexible in the sense that you can change your career. For example, I see people that studied the engineering and they are doing something more business. I did civil engineer. I'm a civil engineer, and I want to study more industrial engineer. So it's very open for you to change if you want to, like, do this transition. Not so open because I had some limitations to find the courses that could accept me. But I think compared, for example, to Brazil, I think you have so many more options, I would say, like to study here. Not the bureaucracy part, but I think options of masters and of bachelors. So
there is a very big variety of subjects, I would say, in the masters here. Yeah.
Exactly.
And also, she has a very good news that she's an immigrant with a job in Germany.
Woo,
yes.
finally.
1 month of 1 wins everyone.
Oh, exactly. Like it was so hard. Bia was always saying like, oh, I'm trying, same curriculums, and after almost 3 years, I finally got these, and it was quite easy, I think, to find a job.
She says quite easy, but she's the type of person that sends out like 100 applications per day, but okay.
No, but it was not so bad. Like, I think I applied for 40. It was not so many. Like, before I was applying for 100, like, and it was not even, no, they answer. Like, here in Germany, I think they answer, but always no. And I think what I would say about the problem of finding a job here, at least for me, in these years that I was living here, is that first I didn't have enough German. Like, I couldn't speak very good German. I still can't, but now it's a bit better.
It's improving.
Yeah, I'm improving, yeah. About the citizenship, because I don't have a citizenship, so because of this I needed every year to get a new visa. And I didn't have much experience, job experience. So I had 2.5 years in Brazil, because I did the internship, 6 months internship, and then 2 years working in a big company, but I didn't have many experiences. So now that I'm studying, I have the visa from the university, so a master visa. So it was not a problem for the companies because they don't need to sponsor you if you have already a visa. So that
makes a huge difference. If you are immatriculated in a German university, it makes the process really smoother. They look at your CV in a different way, I would say.
A lot. And also the interviews I made, they always asking, for how long you have your visa, for how long you still study. So this was something that now make a lot of difference. So I have the visa. I think my experience in Brazil helped me a lot to get the job. The job experience. Also because I'm talking with some friends from our university, and some are struggling to find a job, even being studying, even having a visa, because they don't have experience in their area. So I see, for example, my friends, the ones who are already working since the university start, it's because they already had worked with this before in their countries. So I see this difference.
The job experience counts a lot for the German recruiters, I would say.
Exactly. But I think for me it was very nice in the sense that I feel that I'm a student, so I'm here to learn and also I'm changing career, like I'm changing for industrial engineer. So I don't know, it has been really nice, and the opportunity to learn. I also emphasize then that I want so much work, that I want so much to learn. So I think it helped me. And the German, I had improved my German. And something that I want to tell you, it's because before I was just applying for jobs in English, and it's super hard to find one. And also, it's everybody, all the people that doesn't speak German, they are always applying for offers, like for things, for positions in English. And at the point that I started to apply in German, everything changed. Well, because of this, I think like all the interviews I did was for German companies. So like the ones that I applied in German, and they said, oh, you need to have a really good German and English, was the one I got. The one I applied just in English, I just received no. So, but something that I think changed a lot, like I was applying in English, but now I have the B1, B2, B2 level, but I'm feeling more confident to speak. So I decided to apply for offer for positions in German. And also some friends told me this, maybe it's an advice for you. If you have, okay, if you can't speak German, don't apply German, but or maybe try, let's see. But I have some friends that they arrived here with the B1, and they say they started to apply for a German company, and they studied for the interview. So they did the interview, they went okay in the interview, and the company liked it then, and they got the offer, like the job. And then after this, they improved their German inside of the company. So for example, in my case, it was the position, they wanted two working students. And it was me and a girl that speaks perfect German that worked in studied in a German school. But for example, her team is everybody's German, and my team is half German, half English. So I work in both languages, which has been super nice. Some people speak with me in English, some people speak with me in German. When I don't understand, they are really patient to explain to me, or sometimes they switch to English. And sometimes I don't understand, like I understand the context, but not everything. But I think it was super nice. I did my interview in German, so I studied a lot for the interview. But for example, there was an interview that I did in Portuguese because the guy was Brazilian for another company, and we started the interview in German, then we switched to English, and they said, okay, Anna, you can speak English, let's speak in Portuguese. So it was like really interesting, it was super nice. And also there was another company that I did the interview in English. So you never know. And both of them was like really good German and really good English. And then some of them say, "Don't wanna, we don't speak in German. We put this because we need to put this in the offer, in the opposition, but we speak the whole time in English." So I would tell you to try to send the curriculum if you have like at least a medium level of German. Even if you don't feel comfortable, don't feel confident, study a lot for this and do the interview. And at least if you don't pass, it will be like and I don't know, you will try, you will not know how to do an interview, you will learn from it. So yeah, but I'm very excited. I'm working in a really nice company. People has been really nice with me. And as a student, you work just 20 hours per week. So for me, it's perfect. I work just, in my company, I work just 2.5 days, like almost 3 days. And I have two days free in my week. So for now, I'm in vacation in the university. Today I'm not working, so has been really nice. And also you have a salary, and yeah, finally, so I'm very excited.
What do you think was the most challenging part about moving to Germany? With like in these 3 years, did you ever think about giving up, or was there a moment that you thought that it would not work out, like living here? How's that?
So for me, the best part, I was thinking would be the weather, but actually it was not. I think the worst part was the bureaucracy. When you come to Germany, you need to know that the bureaucracy, it's hard. Like they have so many problems as all the other countries and everywhere. And you need to be very patient. So I think bureaucracy was really hard for me. Something about Munich, I think Germany in general, but Munich, it's because the city is really expensive.
Yeah. I think it's the most expensive in Germany.
I think yes. And yeah, if you don't have money, so come prepared to save money before coming here, because I think when I came, I had worked in Brazil, so I had good money here, but then this money starts to finish, and then you need to find somehow a way. For example, I worked a bit with au pair or babysitting during the night, going out of the kindergarten. I was doing some babysitting, and I think it helped me a bit with the money. And also I had my boyfriend here helping me. So I always do this money plan, because maybe you need to live in a city, or not in Munich, but a bit far away from Munich, because it's too expensive to live here, or you need to share a house, like a WG with other people. So
even a WG is like crazy,
super expensive.
A room is 1,000 euros.
No, it's crazy, and we know this, like everybody he knows, and we are very like annoyed because of this. And also, for example, supermarket, you can find super cheap. You can find the really expensive ones and cheapest ones, but it's still like expensive compared to other cities and other, you know.
I still think the supermarket here is pretty cheap.
Really?
Even compared to
Really?
Brazil.
No, when I arrived here, I was going to a supermarket. It was near to my house, so I was going there, and it was super expensive. And then when I went to the other, a word like open, you know, like another word, like, oh my god, this is much more cheap. So I switched to the other, you know. But I don't know, like I just lived in Munich, so I don't have a comparison. But you, like,
with other
for you,
with other cities, yeah.
Yeah, you think, yeah. So, but I think the challenge was more money and bureaucracy, and because of, for example, I was waiting for my visa, and if my visa doesn't arrive, I can't work, I can't earn money, I can't like study, I can study at home, but I can't like do things. So I think this was the worst part in Germany, and I think also the food. I think people will kill me, but the food here is like not so good. But I think the challenge was this. Like, I think why I have the good experience was because I consider that I had a good experience here, and I think what helped a lot was that I came with my mind very open to know people, to visit places, to the weather, to the food. I knew it would be a challenge, but I was really open to this. I think also it's good for you to turn off a bit, turn off your brain, like switch your brain off, and not thinking about too much about your country. If I was in my country, I would be eating this, I would be doing this, I would be doing that, you know. I think it's important for you to keep your country with you, like try to, for example, I always go to Brazilian restaurants or search for stores in Brazil, because in Munich we have this, but maybe in a small city it's different. But for example, I have a lot of friends here that they want to use cars all the time. I say, come on, this is a city that you don't use cars. You take the train, the metro is different from Brazil. So you need to be very open for the new challenges. But in general, it was like super nice. I really love to live in Germany, to live in Munich. Yeah.
Would you like to say anything to the people that are watching and would like to move to Germany? Like, what do you think it's the
important, like
the most important thing that you have to do before coming to Germany?
Learn German, first thing. German for sure. I think is this, like, if you are planning, make a plan A, B, C. You need to have a plan if things doesn't work. Learn German, and also when you arrive in German, try to study sometimes. Like, if you are working, try to study like twice a week German.
Listen to a podcast,
exactly. Maybe if you can have an online teacher, which is cheaper because the courses here are also very expensive to do. So always try to study the German. Have a plan A, B, C, D. Save money, like for you to have money if you need, if you have some problem or something like this. Understand that the bureaucracy takes time, and understand also that it's important for you to know people, to meet. It's good for your brain, for your emotional, also people from your country or country similar to yours, and be very prepared to everything, like study about
read the whole German official websites, read everything. The most you read, the better. Ask the chat. You need to do your research, because maybe you are stuck in a visa that doesn't allow you to do the things that you want to do. So I would say that doing a lot
really
of research
important.
is really important, and also talking
No,
to.
for visa research, of course, because each visa has a different, like, some accept this, some doesn't accept. Some visas you need to apply in your country, not in Germany. So you need
And they're
to,
always changing these rules as well.
exactly. So for example, you are already here with a visa, and then you need to come back to your country to apply for a visa that you can't apply here. So be aware of this. And I think enjoy. Germany is super nice. Make friends. Go out in the winter. Go to a cafe. Go to, I don't know, find a sport. Find a hobby. It's really important.
Germans love hobbies. That's very
German
important.
love-
And also, most of the libraries, at least in Munich, you can just enter and study there.
Super
Like you don't
nice.
need to be a student there. So
We always do it.
yeah, we always do. I'll not share the one I always go to because I don't want to get more full than already is. But yeah.
You go to mine, so the one near my house. So.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But Germany really has a lot of options for outdoor activities to do that you don't need to pay a lot, and that's also a very good point about the country.
And one important point is that I think Germans, they are really nice. They can be really nice.
Yeah, I do not understand the stereotype. Like, I do not see this the grumpy Germans.
Yeah,
yet. I really do
exactly.
not see.
Like they are more serious, they are more direct, okay? But they can be really nice. Maybe just give time to them to get used to you, you know, like they can be very polite and very helpful and very nice. Like I had really good experiences with German. Of course, there is some German that is a bit, but the rest is like they are really nice. Like they helped me a lot here also.
Nice.
Yeah.
So if you want to see Anna one more time here, of course, you're always invited to come more. Please write below, write the if you want to ask her anything, she will be on my YouTube page checking everything. If she can answer, that would be very nice.
Open. I always like to help, so
We can also make other videos when I'm back in Munich because unfortunately very far away from the city. But soon I'll be here, hopefully. Let's see. So thank you very much for watching.
Thank you.
Do you want to say last words, something?
Thank you so much. Hope to see you guys maybe later, maybe soon. And please enjoy German. Come to Germany and enjoy German as I'm doing.
And please like this video so we can make
Yeah,
more
for
and
sure.
more. If this video hits 1,000 subscribers, we'll make a video about everything we hate about this country.
Woohoo!
Okay, so thank you for watching. Ciao.